Hello, my name is Gaurang Baxi and this is my Desk 105 Game Engines and Principles of Programming project Dragon Adventures. Dragon Adventures is an endless running game in which you play as a dragon traversing through a cave. I chose to make this game because I'm quite a big fan of dragons and I used the cave as a setting because it made it easier for me to think of multiple obstacles so dragon kind of live in caves. So first let's check out the game. This is my game screen with the awesome music going behind it. I have the play. This is the options menu, and if I can change the volume from the slider here, and let's start playing. So in this game I have three main power ups and multiple of obstacles that the player needs to go through. The main objective is to get the highest score the player can. Currently, I don't have a speeding up system, but I couldn't code it, that's why. So how my health goes down there. So this is the last power up that basically gives me 50 points. The coin gives me 10 points and the hearts are health. So let's check out our game screen. So that's how my game screen looks. This is the pause menu overlay that's over it right now. I have only one level in the game, but I've created a random obstacle generator which makes the game different every time you play it. So let's talk about the code now. Let's go to the player movement script. I have used just rigid body 2D dot velocity to make my player move. My player keeps on moving in the x-axis throughout the game, and if on input of space, it moves in the y-axis. Now for the follow camera script, so basically I just access the player position coordinates and create an offset, which is then added to the camera position to create a new position for the camera. And I then loop it back by making the current player position to the variable previous position, so that a camera keeps on following a player till the end. For the platform generation, I basically access a transform of the generation point and then compare with the generator position. And if the point is ahead of the generator position, it is changed by adding the platform width and the offset, and then the game object is cloned at the new position. For the random obstacle generator, I use a similar code, except instead of a single object, I have an array of game objects. Then I create a variable called obstacle index, which I randomize so that a random element is picked up from the array to clone. I also randomize the distance so that I have a bit of more variety to my game. Let's go to the scoring system now. So for the scoring system, I just have a simple code which accesses the element text and assigns it a value score count. I round the score count because score count is a float value. Score count is basically calculated by points per second variable multiplied with time.delta time. That is, for every second I get a set amount of points. Now for the platform destroyer script, I just find the destruction point and access its transform and compare it with the transform of the object the script is attached to. So if the point is ahead of the object is destroyed. Let's go to my hot bar. So my hot bar works by accessing the UI elements of image. I create an array of images whose sprite change based on the health of the player. So if the index of the element is greater than the health, it will have an empty sprite. but if it's less than the health, it will have a full sprite. For the game overs script, the code checks the health, and if it's above 5, it sets the health to 4 when the object collides with the object tagged as dragon. Because 5 is the maximum, I set the health back to 4 rather than just giving it a damage. Else, if it's 4, 3, or 2, it just decreases the health by the amount of damage and destroys the object tagged so the player's movement isn't stopped in the game. If it's 1 and it collides with the obstacle, the game over screen is loaded. The UI function script holds all the functions for the multiple buttons in the game. Most just load different screens. The pause game function sets the pause menu to active and the time scale to 0, whereas the resume game sets it active to false and the time scale back to 1. I also have the play button setting the time scale back to 1 because if someone goes from the pauses the game, then goes back to the menu and restarts the game again, the time scale still stays 0, so it's just paused. So what went good with my game was the generators. They worked without any problems. Specifically, my obstacle generator, which we can see here, because I'm really proud of this code. I did not look any references or look for any tutorials and just got the idea myself and coded it, and it worked the first time. So for the things that went wrong, I wanted to have my fireball power up to shoot and destroy an obstacle, which I couldn't code properly then because that weird bugs were happening. And also my volume slider currently only works in the options screen, but I wanted it to work for all screens. But I really don't understand player prefs, so that's why I couldn't code it properly. So that's pretty much my game, and thank you.